Hey guys, welcome back to Trading Juniors. And in this video, I'm going to explaining why Silver Bullet doesn't work, or perhaps why you shouldn't trade ICT Silver Bullet. ICT Silver Bullet have been trending a lot on X, formerly known as Twitter, and some people seem to see it like a holy grail, but I'm here to say otherwise. ICT Silver Bullet is not a holy grail, especially not for newbies. If you're still finding it hard to understand your weekly or your daily bias, then Silver Bullet is not for you. In this video, I'm going to be going through some examples to show you why ICT Silver Bullet doesn't work if you don't know where the market's direction is. For example, the higher time frame bias could be a buy, and ICT silver bullets could be giving you a sell. So what I'm trying to say is that ICT silver bullet needs to be associated with some other things, and in very rare cases, ICT silver bullet works. If you have a choppy day or a seek and destroy day, you most likely lose money trying to trade ICT silver bullet. ICT silver bullet mostly work on a one-sided day. What do I mean by one-sided? I mean a day where price is pulling just one side, or market opens in New York midnight and price is selling to just one side, or market opens in New York midnight and price is buying. But even in these days, it's very rare for price to have or for silver bullets to work. So I've seen a lot of people use ICT silver bullet. They bury themselves too much on the lower time frame, whereby they don't understand what the higher time frame is doing. So let's take a few examples. Let's look at ICT silver bullet. Now, first, what is ICT silver bullet? So if you've watched the video on ICT's channel, you should understand what I'm talking about by ICT silver bullet. So the framework for silver bullet goes as follows: the previous day highs and lows drawn liquidity, previous session highs and lows, previous week highs and lows, return to current or old new week opening gap, classic optimum trade entry, confluence of 222 ICT mentorship. This thing sounds too good to be true, right? Main emphasis is determining the next most likely draw on liquidity. Okay, so you get that part where ICT said the main emphasis is to understand or to determine where the next draw liquidity is going to be. So if you're a newbie and you just hop into ICT silver bullets without knowing where market is drawing to, you're most likely going to lose money. If you don't give up, you at the end of the day say ICT doesn't work. So this is why you shouldn't focus on ICT silver bullet. Instead, go through the mentorship, the 222 mentorship from the beginning to the end. Let's look at the example. So in ICT silver bullet, we have what we are he used the 5 minute time frame, right, to find the fair value gap of which price is going to trade into on these time zones. So ICT silver bullet has time zones. For the London open silver bullet, the setup time is 3 a.m. to 4 a.m. New York time zone. Then the New York AM silver bullet is 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. and the New York PM silver bullet is 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. Okay, fine. I don't want to just go that far. Let's look at this. Let's look at the previous day on my current chart. See, this is a live chart. Let's look at the previous day. I'm on the 5 minute time frame. So let's see, a draw on liquidity was this sell side liquidity here. So the sell side liquidity was a draw on liquidity. Let's annotate that, right? And we have a price action. Where is price likely to draw to? Okay, let's say we have a clear bias. The price is most likely going to draw to this sell side liquidity, which you see price went straight to there. But let's see if the silver bullet time actually work. Okay, so what is the setup time for London? The setup time for London is 3 a.m. to 4 a.m. Of course, you have to calibrate your charts to New York time zone so you don't get confused with this time. So let's see if this actually work. So 3 a.m. to 4 a.m. Let's use this is vertical line is for the midnight open. I'm going to use another vertical line for the silver bullets setup time. So we have 3 a.m. there. You can see that 3 a.m. to 4 a.m. Of course, you can hold trades outside this zone, but this is the zone where you look for entries, right? Okay, so 3 a.m. to 4 a.m. Let's look at that. So according to ICT, any fair value gap that forms within this time is a setup to sell, right? So we have a fair value gap that formed here, and you can see this is Nasdaq. So I'm not using a strange pair. ICT does trade Nasdaq, right? This is Nasdaq indices. So that's the only fair value gap that formed within this open silver bullet time in London, and price did not quite trade into that fair value gap on the 5 minute time frame. So, with that being said, for you to successfully trade the silver bullet, you will have to go to a lower time frame, like a 1 minute time frame, or a 30 seconds time frame, or a 3 minute time frame. And you can see on the 5 minute time frame, there is no silver bullet setup here, although there's a fair value gap on the said setup time. If you are to focus on ICT Silver Bullet, you bury yourself too much on the framework of the lower time frame that you forget what the higher time frame is doing. And if you cannot tell the where price is going to, where price is coming from, then there's no way you successfully trade ICT Silver Bullet. Well, that's for the London Open. Let's look at the New York Open, the New York AM Silver Bullet time. Now, according to ICT, the New York AM Silver Bullet time is 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. Right? Let's look at that 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. First, let's calibrate that particular time. So we have 10 a.m. here towards to 11 a.m. there. Okay, so within this time, we are looking for the same thing, a fair gap that opens and gives us what a sell. And you see, these are drawn liquidity. This red horizontal line is our drawn liquidity. So you don't want to be looking for more sells after price have reached for that, right? So where is our silver bullet setup time? These are silver bullet setup time, 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. So in this case, we have a fair value gap created there. And what are we expecting to happen? We are expecting price to trade into that fair value gap and keep on selling. And if price doesn't give you at least 20 pips, then it's something you should ignore, right? But is there any other fair value gap created there? Yes, of course, there's a fair value gap created here, but the price used that? No. So does this mean that silver bullet doesn't work? I'm not directly saying silver bullet doesn't work. So seeing that, you need to go down to the lower time frame. There's possibility that if you go to the 1 minute time frame, you might likely see a silver bullet setup. But I won't advise anybody looking to master price action or trying to understand technical analysis to go lower than 5 minute time frame. If you go down to the 1 minute time frame, very soon, sooner or later, you'll be absorbed by it and you wouldn't know what to do anymore on the charts. You have what we call analysis paralysis, right? So now let's look at the New York PM silver bullet. So this is the New York 2 p.m. and 3 p.m. vertical line. So you can see within that time, price have already gotten to our target, which is the SSI liquidity, giving you no entry setup in London, giving you no entry setup in London or New York AM or New York PM. So in this case, you don't want to be looking for more sales here. If you go ahead to look for more sales, you can see price would obviously take you out. So there are many more examples I could list like this. I could list on and on and on examples like this. In fact, let's go to another day. So some people don't say that, oh, I'm just using a particular day where ICT Silver Bullet doesn't work. Of course, no strategy works every day. But I'm telling you that 60 or 70% of the time, if you don't understand where the market is going to, as someone that's trying to understand technical analysis, if you don't understand where the market is going to, if you don't understand price action or technical analysis as a whole, and you're just coming into the space newly and you want to start trading as it is bullet because it's 100% mechanical, there's high chance that you lost a lot and at the end of the day you blame ICT because what it teaches doesn't work. That's not true. What ICT teaches work. Of course, I trade ICT, but using silver bullet is not one I would advise anybody to trade. Go to the ICT 222 mentorship, go and learn other stuffs, go to the core content and learn other stuffs. Leave silver bullet. Maybe there is a pair I don't know of that silver bullet works very well on. But for now, this is not the time for you to understand or trade silver bullets mechanically. You can go and learn about power of three or some other things, but avoid trading the silver bullets. Now let's look at the London session for this day. So this was a Monday, and we have London session 2 a.m. Sorry, 3 a.m. to 4 a.m. That's the silver bullet time, right? 3 a.m. to 4 a.m. Right, that's our silver bullet time. Now, within that time, what's supposed to happen? Price is supposed to create a fair value gap and sell, right? We have an obvious what social liquidity here. So this could be our main target for the day. So London, we are expecting what a favorable gap for price to sell to that target. Now, is there any favorable gap created here within this time? Nope. I'm not saying that ICT thought what is not working, or I just believe that most of all his content works very well. But this particular one is one I don't agree with him. Right? This silver bullet is he says it works 99% of the time according to him. That you could just trade ICT silver bullet for life. But this is me telling you that if you're a newbie trying to just find a mechanical strategy, it's not going to work that way. It's complicated than it seems. It's easier said than done. You need to study how to figure out where price is going to using your daily time frame, 4 hour time frame, 1 hour time frame, understanding the market structure, the shift in market structure, understanding the draw liquidity and where price is coming from before actually making a mechanical strategy. But this particular type of mechanical strategy is just not worth it. Not worth it, trust me. Now you can see in London silver bullet setup time. There's no favorable gap there to actually sell. Now let's look at New York. New York silver bullet time is 10 a.m. Because to what 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. So it's just a 1 hour time frame period. And that 1 hour time frame period, there are just how many 5 minute candles there, not much. So if you want to pick a good setup there, it will force you to go to the 30 seconds time frame or the 1 minute time frame, which of course I will not advise anybody to do that, right? So within this Q zone time, just before 10 a.m., price are already gone to our targets. You can see our social liquidity price had already gone to our target. So what happens here? Does it mean that mm, we should turn to buy or we should keep on selling? In this case, you don't know. Once price get to a target or gets to a draw liquidity, you just watch and see what price is going to do. I won't advise anybody to buy. Now, in case you have this note on your head whereby you understand that once price gets to a buy side liquidity or gets to a sell side liquidity, you start looking for an OTE to buy. No, that it doesn't work that way. If you do that without looking at the higher time frame structure, okay, for example, this is a 5 minute time frame. This is sell side liquidity, and what some people do is that once price takes out the sell side liquidity, they start looking for setup to buy. Okay, fine, let's look at that. So in ICT silver bullet, within that period, that time frame period, there's a OTE, optimum trade entry, if you don't understand what I mean. So price took out, broke this short term high, raided a short term low, and give what favor gap. You see this. So using the 5 minute time frame alone, this is telling you that price have raided a sell side liquidity. Price has have given the optimum trade entry, and price have created a favor gap. What do you want to do? In this case, you want to go and buy from here, putting your stop loss maybe somewhere here, or you want to buy to the next high, targeting a 2 weeks to a war ratio or perhaps a 3 weeks to a war ratio. This is what some people do. Now, why did this trade end up in a loss? Although I did not take this trade, I'm just using it as an example. This trade ended up in a loss because you don't know what the higher time frame is doing. There's obviously a bigger target, right? There's obviously a bigger sell side liquidity on the left hand side. If you zoom out to the higher time frame where price is targeting, you can see that there's obviously a sell side liquidity. But if you just bury yourself on the lower time frame, there's high probability that you lost a lot. So you need to understand what the higher time frame is doing, not just bury yourself on the silver bullet and feel like you have a 100% mechanical strategy. No, it doesn't work that way. So I hope this video brings you comfort and insight for those of you who are looking to trade the silver bullet and keep on losing and thinking, oh, ICT does not know what it's saying when it touches the silver bullet, or ICT's concept doesn't work. Because this is what most people do. They focus on just one content, and obviously they face a drawdown and start bashing ICT on social media that ICT system doesn't work and stuff like that. So avoid the silver bullet. If you're a newbie or if you're still trying to find an edge in the market, avoid the ICT silver bullet. It's been a while I dropped a video, so I'm dropping this now, and I appreciate a like and a subscribe if you find this video insightful. So until next time, be safe.